Most Australian farmers wake early, rising with the sun to get their workday started. But Paul O'Brien is no ordinary farmer.
So my job here is to effectively and efficiently operate the solar farm. Just like any other farmer, I get up nice and early, come to work, and farm solar.
As the site manager of the Numurkah Solar Farm in northern Victoria, he's harvesting the sun's energy from almost 400,000 solar panels spread across 515 hectares of land. It's producing enough solar energy to power 48,000 homes.
What they're doing is they're collecting the sun in 28 different collector groups, and then that gets funneled through to the substation that you see behind us, and then that goes out into the distribution networks to the community. It's providing jobs, it's providing stability, and it's providing low-cost, efficient, green energy to the grid.
Numurkah is a community in need of a little energy. Like too many rural centres, the main street is fading.
We can't rely on the dairy industry as much as we probably have over the years. We need to find alternative investment.
The Victorian Government has committed to generating half of its energy from renewable sources by 2030, meaning projects like this are set to be pitched to communities all over the state. The Numurkah Solar Farm is one of 2 renewable energy projects now offsetting the entire Melbourne tram network.
What's made them viable and seriously viable is the dramatic reduction in costs. Have we seen larger and larger solar farms being built? The cost of those manufacturing those panels, particularly in China, has come down dramatically. All adds to the economics of the local community, and we all know communities in rural Australia need just about everything they can get.
Some critics accuse solar farms of being a fair weather power source. Energy analyst Tony Wood says the nation's power future should be a balancing act.
Every technology we know about, and Australia has a wealth of energy technologies, someone can find something wrong with every one of them that they don't like. In the case of solar, the sun, they don't produce power when the sun's not shining. Well, that's not a problem because other things will back that up. In some cases, it will be batteries. In some other cases, it will be pumped hydro.
When we're looking for a solar site, there are 3 things that we look for. We look for obviously a sunny location, which this is, also a flat location, which you can see is also the case, and then the third thing is the power transmission lines that need to be running either across the site or near the site. And there needs to also be room in those lines for the energy to get into it. So in this instance, we have all of those things.
A few kilometres down the road, in the tiny town of Wanyoo, Tracy Bright and her daughter Ashley opened their cafe just as the solar farm started construction.
I think it's actually good for the town, brings in business for the local businesses. Also the local tradesmen, we had some of those working out at the solar farm as well. Having them here has brought in so much more, and staff-wise as well. I was able to employ a few extra girls.
Look, the young ones these days, there's no work here in the town. The town is closing down. We're fighting to keep this town alive, and if that brings in employment, I'm all for it, to keep the younger ones here.
We created over 300 jobs at peak every day on this site, and I know from having done the inductions that we actually inducted over 1,100 people to site. So it's 1,100 people that had the opportunity to earn some income and generate good outcomes for the community. Another day, another sunny day, it's going to be good, and we'll start doing some stretchies.
With construction now complete, Paul O'Brien is one of 6 local workers employed to operate the solar farm.
This farm area used to only have 1 farmer farming it, now we've got 6. I probably would have had to have gone elsewhere for work. There's not a hell of a lot of work in that respect in the Goulburn Valley. I may have had to have picked up sticks and gone back to either Geelong or maybe even fly-out work over to WA.
There are now at least 3 other local renewable energy projects in the planning stages.
You might have 5 or 6 families that are permanent workers out there. They might bring their families. It's a flow-on effect into the schools, into the supermarkets and the rest as well. So it's got to be a positive thing across the board.
Not everyone in the community supports these solar farms that are springing up rapidly across the state's north and west. One of the most common complaints from locals is that they're taking up prime agricultural land. Eddie Rovers used to own these paddocks. He now has 750 sheep grazing happily among the solar panels.
People have always got negatives about everything. People need to look outside the square like we have. We thought when they come and approach us, we don't want solar panels all over the land. You know, I love the land, I like to farm the land. And then we talked about it and thought about it and we thought, well, we could work with this.
It's another income stream for struggling farmers.
The grass should grow fantastic underneath the panels because it's not getting hot sun. When the dew's on the panels and the panels turn, the grass will get irrigated. Sheep need a job too. So there's just all sorts of ways you can do things.
I'm farming the sun and I've got sheep out the back paddock. It's win-win for us. We're getting grounds maintenance for the grass. We're getting, some wool. The partnerships with the community that we've got doing that with the sun and the grazing. Like I said, it's win-win.
Hi, I'm Lee Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 730's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.